So, what if I said you were wrong all along? You probably wouldn't believe me. And honestly, I probably wouldn't believe me either. But the idea that I'm right and you're wrong is flawed. The truth equals reality. Real things are true, but true doesn't always equal truth. I know this is a weird concept, but imagine you witness a death. Ignoring all of the minor details, did you kill this person? If there was a lie detector test in front of you, depending on how serious that experience was for you, you might lie or tell the truth, and either way, if you believe what you say to be true, you will pass the test. Now, what if I said that you actually did kill that person? What would you say in order to pass the test? If you and I didn't know any of the smaller details, then the reality is that you would have to fabricate a believable story that would exempt you from your punishment, if you didn't want to be punished, of course. So whether it's as simple as saying, no, I didn't kill that person, or as complex as coming up with a story that would make you seem more innocent, no matter what really happened, you would believe what you say to be true and pass the lie detector test. So, what if I told you that you really did kill that person? So the truth is that you committed the crime, and the reality is that you exempted yourself from punishment simply because you believed what you said to be true. So you lied, but because you believed what you said to be true, you were exempt from your punishment. So now I guess we have to let you back into the world, even though you obviously have a pretty bad case of amnesia. I say this to point out that what is true to you might not be true to me, but the truth never changes. So if I say God created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, but you say it was more like seven, it doesn't change the truth, which is that none of us were even around back then. So how would we even know? Well, the truth is, we don't know for sure. But if we go back in history and see how things came to be, I think we'll all see just how deep the rabbit hole gets. Rabbit hole being our ignorance. Before I truly get into this, I want to take this time to inform the people who may not know me that I was a former Christian who had been practicing Christianity most all my life. And my story, of course, goes much deeper in detail, but that story is not what really matters. So, if we all just stay on the surface, like sheep grazing on plain fields of grass, then we will never allow ourselves to become something greater. If you are okay with being a sheep, something has got to change. Sheep are blind, innocent, defenseless creatures, and they need a shepherd in order to go anywhere or really do anything. In contrast, a lion is a courageous, confident, striving, and protecting creature who constantly has its head up and is looking for danger. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be a lion than a sheep. I'd rather not just keep my head down, eating grass, hoping for something to save me. I'd rather be the one out fighting off bigger animals or protecting my pride. Because I wasn't going to allow the other side to take over. And honestly, you should be too. If we aren't willing to fight and possibly fall and get back up just for the sake of knowing you did something out of courageousness or curiosity or anything, then we are bound to be content with our little bit of pride or our own ignorance in any situation. I want to take this time to inform everyone that I am not trying to be a shepherd. I am completely focused on becoming a lion. And I don't want to lead a pack of sheep anywhere other than to a path that turns them into lions alongside with me. Because my goal is to turn everyone into a lion so that they might also understand how good it feels to know you did something rather than hope for something out of being content with your own ignorance. And this is why I'm a strong believer in spirituality and not religion. You see, religion equals control, And what do you think shepherds have over sheep? Absolute control and power because they, by themselves, the sheep are weak, blind, and dumb compared to their leader. If we were all sheep, then it would be almost impossible to stand up to our leader because we would be powerless to stop them. But if we were all lions, then we could very easily stand up to the shepherd because he is simply not our leader. And this is what I think needs to happen. Religion has been set up to worship false gods, so that when we look for guidance internally, that seems like a bad thing. What I mean by this is that basically, religion has been set up so that we all subconsciously think we are sheep. And once we try to break out of that thought, we're sinning. But honestly, I could care less because the truth is, we all sin. And I'd rather be a lion-like sinner than a sheep-like sinner. Because again, we all sin. So why bow down to anyone unless being compared to the Creator? I would much rather listen to myself in becoming who I plan to be, a lion. And I just want to say once more that being a sheep is not a good thing. Sheep are blind, and if you are going to choose to be blind over seeing out of curiosity, something has got to change. Yet this is exactly what Christianity has taught us, that it is okay to be blind because we don't really know the truth, and that Jesus is our shepherd. Yet again, if we want to know the truth, all we have to do is break out of this thought and look for ourselves. We need to stop being scared to search for the answers. The internet is a vast place for knowledge, but don't get things twisted. There are many, many non-truth-based claims that you'll find on the internet, and you have to weed those ones out. But nobody can tell you you're wrong after you've done the digging for yourself. And if you're a sheep, I'm sure that you'll find yourself in a hole that you never even dug. But luckily for you, there is a way out. You have to dig. I'm going to need you to take everything you think you know to be true and just throw it out the window. And simply look up your questions on the internet. You'll soon realize that not everything is on the internet, and you'll most definitely have to piece some things together to make it all make sense. After this journey, though, you should come to the realization that what you thought to be true might have just not been the truth. And that's okay, because what if I said we all have the knowledge inside of us, and all we have to do now is unlock it? Yes, I mean unlock it. The truth is that the human race is the most intelligent species of animals on the planet. The only species that even come close are elephants, octopi, dolphins, and some of the other mammal types. And the one thing that all these animal species have in common is that our brain is literally bigger than all of the others in the animal kingdom. And the human brain is so complex that we understand that we have a brain, and we named it a brain. And we do things like brain surgery. And when we expand our brain past its normal limitations, we soon realize just how little we really know. What I mean to say is that some of the most intelligent people on the planet will agree that as a human race, we really don't know anything. But I find this interesting because, surprisingly enough, our ignorance is only being blocked by our own understanding. This means that if you want to know more of anything in any situation, treat yourself like a kid who doesn't know anything for certain. But by asking questions and discovering different true ideas, you can piece together your own truths. And that's the beauty of it all. So with this being said, good luck. Hopefully, you can take my words to heart and understand they aren't only coming from me or from my own understanding, but from a collection of truths from across time. I'll say.